Yo, how you doing? Glad you came through. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where we have fun. Grab your friends and dance along. Join the party all night long. Get ready for a ride. Buckle up, hold tight. We're gonna ignite. Shake your body to the rhythm. Let the music take control. When the beat drops, you better lose control. We're here to make memories, create an unforgettable night. Forget about your worries. Let's spread the love and shine so bright. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where the energy is high. We're gonna dance till the morning light. Feel the music, let it flow through your veins. Come on, everybody, let's have fun. Hey y'all, how you doing? Glad you came through. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where we have fun. Grab your friends and dance along. Join the party all night long. Get ready for a ride. Buckle up, hold tight. We're gonna ignite. Shake your body to the rhythm. Let the music take control. When the beat drops, you better lose control. We're here to make memories, create an unforgettable night. Forget about your worries. Let's spread the love and shine so bright. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where the energy is high. We're gonna dance till the morning light. Feel the music, let it flow through your veins. Come on, everybody, let's have fun. Hey y'all, how you doing? Glad you came through. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where we have fun. Grab your friends and dance along. Join the party all night long. Get ready for a ride. Buckle up, hold tight. We're gonna ignite. Shake your body to the rhythm. Let the music take control. When the beat drops, you better lose control. We're here to make memories, create an unforgettable night. Forget about your worries. Let's spread the love and shine so bright. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where the energy is high. We're gonna dance till the morning light. Feel the music, let it flow through your veins. Come on, everybody, let's have fun.
Hey y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed that beautiful video we did yesterday. And if you did not see that video with my man Trill Nation, go back and check it. And hopefully we could come across some more good videos like that. Hey CC, hey Chance, hey Ken. This video is definitely, I must put this out there. All right. Let me put this out there. All right. It is some trigger warnings. I'm just waiting for a couple of more of you guys to come on up in here. All right. But it's definitely a ooh, 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 ooh. It's a trigger warning. All right. So I'm just trying to hold on. Hold on. Hey, Jackie, boss Jackie. Hope you're feeling a little bit more better today, Jackie. I know you're feeling a little bit better, but I hope you feel all the way better. Because you know I keep you in my prayers. Right? I know how this weather is, and whatever we're going through, I know our bodies be going through it too. So I hope you get all the way better, Jack. Now, like I said, this video got some trigger warnings. I just maybe like one more person to come in. Don't forget my replay, gang. You can always fast forward this. But I'm probably just give us another song. Yeah, I'm on late. So what? Let me just give us another song.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop searching, never quite so thirsty, I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it, it's been chronic, since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic,
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving, got my foot on gas, never stop competing, if you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em, make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em, if you take off the gas, you can see all the healing, if the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it, I just wanna be iconic, sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it, you know that I'm always honest, stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything, it's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy, I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity, come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless, spread just like a virus, living in a crisis, do you feel courageous, do you seek greatness, trust me you can take it, go on and take your aim, yeah. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving, got my foot on gas, never stop competing, if you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em, make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em, if you take off the gas, you can see all the healing, if the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
Hey, what's up, Summer? All right, we're going to start this, and the rest going to have to catch it on the replay, right? I already gave y'all the trigger warning. It's already fair use, right? But remember, this story is not in order. So I may start from something and may play the next video. Maybe, I don't know, but we're going to get the graft of it, right? So let's go.
Aziza Kibibi had 4 children with her own father, who are also her siblings. How did this woman have children who were also her siblings? Aziza became a mother at the age of 15, and she had 4 children with her own father. Where are the 4 kids? Her father first physically harmed her when she was only 8. So, did he get punished or get away with his actions? Aziza made multiple plans for running away but didn't go through with them because she didn't want to leave her siblings at risk. Aziza Kibibi Magilla Yindi was born on September 10, 1977. During her childhood, Aziza lived with her large family in a grand house in New Jersey, and essentially they were one big happy family. However, her life took an unexpected turn, and her life was changed forever. As she got older, she started to witness her father hitting her mother. Aziza was homeschooled but was allowed to interact with other children. One night, when she was 8 years old, her mom sent her to talk to her dad, and that was the first time that he began to physically violate her. He told her she was special. At first, it was to help her be a lady, Aziza said. However, from that point forward, he continued to return every night. At last, he began disconnecting her, forbidding her from communicating with other children, and removing her from the neighbors. She was denied an ordinary school life, as her parents willingly volunteered to instruct her, and she, in turn, became answerable for showing her more youthful siblings. When Aziza was 10, her dad started to go into her room every night to physically violate her. She attempted to tell her mom, but it appeared she definitely knew. Her father informed his wife that his wrong interactions with Aziza were healing methods to turn her into a strong woman. He likewise threatened Aziza that he'd kill her if she didn't take part, or he'd pursue her young sisters. This put her in an incredibly difficult position, leaving her with numerous troubling questions that kept swirling in her head. At the point when Aziza was around 15 years of age, her dad bought a house in East Orange, New Jersey. The house that he bought was in awful shape. It should have been renovated. So they lived there on a construction site as they remade the house. Furthermore, it was during that time that she got pregnant with her first child with him. He wasn't upset, however, he was unsettled. Aziza said, at the point when her dad's better half found out about the pregnancy, she was stressed for the child, but not Aziza. She asked whether the child would be disabled. This comment irritated him profoundly. At the point when Kibibi's most memorable kid was brought into the world without any problems, her father accepted it as verification and kept on harming the young lady to get her pregnant. The children to come wouldn't be as fortunate. After a failed pregnancy, a daughter was born with phenylketonuria, a rare genetic disease. Aziza Kibibi had 4 children with her own father, who are also her siblings. How did this woman have children?
Like I said, guys, this story is going to be up and down. It's not in no particular order. So we're gonna hear a little bit about this case. Ooh, like I told you, it's a trigger warning. I put that up in the beginning. What happened to you? Jack gonna get me. Jack gonna get me. I told you I trigger warning. Hey, beautiful queen. Girl, I was so mad today because I was out there. We had my first event. I guess I'll probably show y'all, but I was beyond tired. But I'm like, with the Juneteenth day, they was all hooked up, and I was like, damn, I should have been ordered my stuff from you, so I could have had my nice little chains and stuff on. I'm gonna have to go through that. Go to that. I need my stuff ASAP, Miss Lakeisha. ASAP. Well, she having technical difficulties. Right. Remember, it's not in no particular order.
My name is Aziza Kibibi, and I survived over 17 years of abuse at the hands of my father that resulted in 4 children by him. I had a huge family, my parents and what ended up being a lot more siblings lived in the same house that my grandmother immigrated from England and purchased here in America. It was a huge house in New Jersey, and essentially we were one big happy family. But there was some tension between my father, being that he was American, and my grandparents, they were West Indian. So I just remember hearing arguments back and forth sometimes when I was young. Well, as I got older, I started to witness my father hit my mom. The reasons varied from anything from whether he didn't like her attitude or she confronted him about something in their relationship to issues that they had with my grandparents. And that put a strain on me as a child and my relationship with my grandparents and my aunts. Then he decided that he was going to be polygamous. He was going to adopt the polygamous lifestyle, which my mom's parents were completely against. And that just caused more controversy and more tension within the family. But as I got older, you as a kid, you get used to these things. This is just how your family is. I grew up isolated because I was also homeschooled. So along with, my father being polygamous and him delivering his children at home, he also homeschooled his children. So I did not really build social behaviors that you see more common in children that go to regular public schools or schools in general. So one day, one of my sisters was a baby. I was 8 years old. It was just before my 9-year-old birthday. My mom sent me to go talk to my dad. Now, the roles that my parents played in my life, other than being my teachers and my guides for everything, all of my knowledge came from them. And all of our rules, regulations, what was right and wrong, all came from my parents. And because I didn't have interaction with many children outside of my family, there was nothing to compare to. So of course, I was afraid of my dad because he was the one that would dish out punishment if my siblings and I did anything wrong. So when my mother told me that daddy wanted to talk to me alone, I was so nervous because I could not imagine what it was that I possibly could have done wrong. I went into my parents' bedroom when my father was standing, and the things that he said to me was actually very encouraging. And he told me that he was proud of me and that I was very responsible, and he was proud of how well I did with my schoolwork and helping to take.
You see how that starts? See how that starts?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Marlene. Hey, sweetie. You see how that? I told you. You got the girl. You got to do some talking. I'm tired. Right? Go on, girl. Go on, girl. Do your job.
The grooming and the basically letting them know, oh, I'm proud of you. You do good. Like just giving them, for one, I'm sure she because of how he was such a tyrant that when she was giving praise, those breadcrumbs, she held on to them. So that just made it more worse because now she's more trusting because of those breadcrumbs. It's almost like the Maslow salivating dog thing. Like you get used to that ringing bell and now you're salivating for more praise and attention and adoration because he normally doesn't give that.
Right.
And this is just a setup though to what he about to do to you.
and please take in mind, she's what, 9? They said.
I forget the age, but I know she's young at this point.
Okay, let me rewind it back. I believe they said she was 9. If I can rewind it back. Like I said, we're gonna be jumping in and out, right? Oh Lordy.
Things that he said to me was actually very encouraging, and he told possibly could have done wrong.
That's
how your family is.
Sorry,
I grew up isolated because I was also homeschooled. So along with, my father being polygamous and him delivering his children at home, he also homeschooled his children. So I did not really build.
And that I just want to say, because I am so mad at you, Hakisha. I'm gonna send you that thing ASAP because
Okay.
I wanted to be with they was African to the T. Boy, I'm like, I gotta have my special made, but that's on me. That's on me. But I got to get my stuff like ASAP, right? ASAP, right? My little jewelries and stuff. And don't forget, guys, I'm gonna show her stuff again tomorrow. Just so the summertime is coming. And if you matter of fact, Jackie, you have to definitely call her. You have to definitely call
Oh,
her.
yeah, Jackie already on it, sugar. We already on it. We got this.
Remember, that's on me.
No, yeah, I know, but I've already went to go and source the fabric, and she has photos of fabric. She's just waiting. I mean, I'm just waiting for her to. I know she's busy, so I'm not putting any pressure on her, but she has to pick out the fabric that she wants.
Yeah, but remember, that's on me, right?
Hmm.
But again, I might well, fine. Y'all ain't had to tell me nothing. But even who, I might do something too where somebody can win something so we can keep supporting our sister. I'm gonna let somebody pick out something. But,
Okay.
you know, Jackie's the boss here. I gotta treat the boss good. I gotta treat the boss good. Right? And she got my book. And I still gotta turn around and order another book. Right? Uh but what I was getting ready to say, I'm so tired. That event was so beautiful today, but I'm beyond tired. And that's the first event of minis. So I don't even think my feet belongs to me anymore, right? I don't even think my feet belong to me. Matter of fact, I might, because my sister Marlene, I'm gonna show her I'm gonna show the stuff that she made. And I think I'm gonna let Marlene pick out something she wants. Because my sister literally been down since day one. I mean, day one. So make sure you come on tomorrow so I can show you her jewelry, her clothes and stuff. But I think it's owed to you because you know we've been down since day one. I might show it at the end of this video. I don't know. I'm tired. So I might be talking Google Gaga. So I might be letting like you should do all the talking. Right?
Okay.
And I hopefully you guys enjoyed the video tomorrow. Hopefully we get some more good interviews with people. Now, what I wanted to say, I believe it was more than that, but it's still day one. It don't even matter how long. I mean, literally day one. I could go back. I ain't gonna know what name she. I ain't gonna know the name she hunters because my girl she hustles and bustles. I could go back. Marlene is right there. Miss Rod right there. Well, Summer Breeze right there. Johnny Be Good right there. Right? I mean, it's day one when we was just growing. But this is a poly relationship. And that goes to show you how sick these men are, right? It's not enough for JJ in the world that you still want little kids
Right.
and your own daughter. Like Ninja, you got plethora of it going on. That's why when you hear men say, "Oh, I get so much, why I have to do that?" Because for some reason, a lot of you
Because
got
they
no good,
depraved.
huh?
Their depravity has taken over. They have depraved minds. It's like once you do that man that says that kind of stuff has had a woman any and every way, probably a man and an animal too. At this point, he wants to try something new. And
But don't you
unfortunately, that's
notice it's what a lot of these men do? They use
yeah.
all these women and poly to throw you off to make it seem like I got so much, but they really predators.
I was about to say that, sugar. You took the words right out of my mouth.
They will, yeah. But hold on, Molly. I ain't gonna be on this so long. I'm just gonna just show because it's the end of the month. So believe me, from what I have seen today, we got to get our handmade jewelry in. But that's gonna go out to Marlene. Marlene, make sure, and she's legit, and she's gonna mail the stuff out. She's been doing this for years. I know I don't do scam because I will be on my way to California, win, lose, or draw. Me and Lakeisha got to go at it, right? We got to go.
They scam us over here. We do people right because God is the one that blessed me with my gifts. I don't have time to be scamming nobody.
No, people is. I have to say that because sometimes it's been,
no, I get
right.
it. And I know you're talking in general. You're not speaking
Right.
to me.
Not when I'm giving you my money. I know you're right.
Right.
I know you good. Why would I say I'm giving you my money, right? But it doesn't just consist of money. Remember, money is nothing. You don't know if once you get to this is why I don't like doing business with people, because it's not the fact that the money, not the fact that they're scammers or whatever. It's just that some people are evil. And I don't like for people to order stuff and they like to take your address. Then 1 minute they mad at you. See, you can't not have business and have beef at the same time. It doesn't go together. It doesn't go together because you miss a lot of business because people don't want to send you their address, and a lot of people do not have PO boxes. Right? So it ain't no we friends today. Thank you, thank you. Now we know even when you're mad at somebody, when you're a business person, but so that's why I'm very careful. Because there's a lot of things to do. People giving you their name and their address and stuff. But either way, let's finish talking about this perv. And this is a shame, but let's go.
Social behaviors that you see more common in children that go to regular public schools or schools in general. So one day, one of my sisters was a baby. I was 8 years old. It was just before my 9-year-old birthday. My mom sent me to go talk to my dad. Now, the roles that my parents played in my life, other than being my teachers and my guides for everything, all of my knowledge came from them, and all of our rules, regulations, what was right and wrong, all came from my parents. And because I didn't have interaction with many children outside of my family, there was nothing to compare to. So of course, I was afraid of my dad because he was the one that would dish out punishment if my siblings and I did anything wrong. So when my mother told me that daddy wanted to talk to me alone, I was so nervous because I could not imagine what it was that I possibly could have done wrong. I went into my parents' bedroom when my father was standing, and the things that he said to me was actually very encouraging. And he told me that he was proud of me and that I was very responsible, and he was proud of how well I did with my schoolwork and helping to take care of my siblings. But I still wondered, well, why are we having this conversation separately? So within all of his commending and his praise, he then told me that he had to teach me how to be a woman, which I didn't understand. And he said that he had to teach me how to be a woman, he had to teach me what to do as a wife, and that all fathers did this with their daughters. Then he took me into this little back room that was a closet, and he told me to lay down. And he lifted up my dress. My name is Aziza Kabibi, and I survived over 17 years of abuse.
Remember, I'm just showing random. And we're going to get to some of everything.
I'm so glad I just got done with
I did that until I felt him pulling my dress down, and he told me to get up.
What you say, baby?
I said I'm so glad that I just got done eating my good soul food, because if I would have this, I wouldn't have been able to eat this kind of stuff.
I trigger warning. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But I gotta keep that awareness. Yeah, I told you I'm gonna be talking Google Gaga because I'm tired. But
yeah, no, because I'm starting to tell my story on my page too. So this is therapeutic. Everybody has a story, and everybody's story deserves to be told. And I'm glad that you're sharing her story with us. Thank you.
And once you start dropping the video, you should do them as video first. Once you start dropping the videos, we will be watching it.
Okay.
That's
All
so
right.
you're not disturbed by reading that. You can just speak from your heart,
Right. Okay.
without having to stop every minute. But we, of course, we're going to support you. But let's go.
Okay.
And put up my underwear, and he hugged me, and he said that I couldn't tell anyone and that I couldn't tell mommy because she wouldn't understand. And
Now just remember, there is no chronicle order, right? So y'all gonna have to see which one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It may be 1, 5, 7, 1, 2. I don't know, but just listen to the story.
it would make her go crazy. And I kept the secret. After that, throughout my childhood, he started coming into my room at night, almost every night, and continued to. Now, of course, at the time as a child, I didn't know that it was he performed different acts on me growing up.
Let's not forget. He's a poly man, but he keep coming into her room, right? But let's go.
He was me when I was 10 years old. That was around the time that he told my mother, and that it was necessary because I had a very bad skin condition. I had allergies. I wasn't allowed to go to doctors. My father basically treated any ailments within the family. So my father told my mom that this abuse that he was doing to me was helping my health overall. And when she told me that he had told her what he was doing to me, I asked her if at the time one of his girlfriends did she tell her. And the reason why I asked her this was because my father had introduced his girlfriend into me. So his girlfriend would come over, stay the night with my family. My father would get me up, and he would rape me while his girlfriend molested me during the time. When I was about 14 years old, my father purchased a house in East Orange, New Jersey. It was during that time that I got pregnant with my first child by him. I guess it was melancholy. Like he wasn't upset, but he wasn't happy. So I don't know what was going on in his head. But when it did start stirring, because when my father's girlfriend, the same girlfriend that had me with him, found out that I was pregnant, she asked, well, is the baby going to be deformed? And that was the first time I saw him have an emotional reaction about it. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she then started to explain that close family members that create a child, the baby would come out deformed. And that made him very angry. So
I would have punched her in the face. How dare you ask a dumb question like that? Now you worrying about it after you participated?
Exactly.
No, now you worrying about, well, girl, bye.
So I did that until I felt him pulling my dress down, and he told me to get up and put up my underwear, and he hugged me, and he said that I couldn't tell anyone and that I couldn't tell mommy because she wouldn't understand. And it would make her go crazy.
Okay, let's see where she at now. All right.
Then I just needed to use the bathroom, and water splattered in front of me. I screamed out. My mom came running out of the one room that was finished enough for me and my family to live in. And she looked between my legs and she said my baby's head was there. So she called my father. My father and my mom brought me into the room, laid me on the mattress that was on the floor that we all slept on. And my baby just came flying out. So I barely had a labor. I barely pushed. And my baby was there. My father checked her over. He had already delivered so many of my siblings with my assistance of some of my siblings. And my mother knew what to do with delivering children from his other girlfriends. And she didn't have any health issues that we could see. She was not deformed like my father's girlfriend said that she might be. And after he saw that, he decided that it was ordained by God that he continued to breed me, continued to make children, because the human race was facing extinction, and it would be his blue blood children that would repopulate the earth. By the time I had my first son for my father, my first and last son for my father, I was about 21. And by that time, this was our life. My father abusing not only just me, but also 3 other of my sisters was just a normal thing. One of my sisters did get pregnant from my father around this time, so we had our sons in the same year. Then one day,
My God, I don't know how much more this
So
story.
both the sisters was pregnant at the
My
same time.
God, my
Was
God,
pregnant
I don't know
at
how
the
much
same
more
time.
of this I can take. Hold
Baby,
up.
baby.
Because y'all know I only watch a clip of it just to see if it's any music. I like to be just as shocked as y'all. My googly mogi. She, how traumatic. Oh
Your
my
daughters
God.
were pregnant by you at the same time. And
Oh,
you gave birth to
oh,
your
oh,
offspring, which are her children and
oh.
siblings.
Well,
What kind of
he thought he was a king or something. Well,
king of the
obviously,
world, king of the jungle?
but this is the same man who got other women. And not the mind you, the mother. This is why I say all the time. But I guess men don't understand what I be saying. That's why I specifically say we have to separate. There are a lot of sick women out there. They are sick. They've been damaged so much, they're sick. And they allow things to happen to them and their children.
Right. Because I
Separate.
definitely know my father's mother was on that type of shit. But regardless of how, I don't know her backstory. I don't know her backstory. All I know is she allowed a predator in, and he had multiple women and did the same thing at like simultaneously to multiple families, inbreeding, inbreeding, inbreeding,
Yeah,
inbreeding.
because these men, I know the men, we already know the men are sick. But a lot of these women, they are freaking sick because they're caught in arrested development. You're in a household, it's homeschooling, you're not around nobody. So it's just this man just going around just pumping everybody. And the mother, come on in. Okay.
You should hear how
Grandchild, stepchild, I'm the grandmama, stepmama, probably the godmama too. All at the same time. She's Louise.
you should hear how my aunt speaks about her mother. She says she's a female Geppetto.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Mm.
get to her. We're gonna get to her. But we ain't gonna get to her right now. Because I'm just disgusted with this. Woo.
I'm speechless.
Now let's go. And that will be the sister. I guess this mother Tucker. Like I said, trigger warning.
My son, who was 5 months old, my father was away on a business trip. My mom was still home. And my brother, who now had become an adult and was sent outside of the family to help financially by working as a graphics designer and editing music videos, he had come to visit. And my son woke up with what I later learned was seizures. And my brother convinced my mom to let him take me and the baby to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, it was all new to me. And they gave me all of this paperwork to fill out, name, information. They asked me if I had medical insurance, all of those things. My brother did a lot of the talking for me. But when I filled out the paperwork, I had this feeling that this could be an opportunity to indirectly reach out for help. So some of the information had asked for my parents' information and also my child's parents' information. And I put him down as both.
Oh.
So that raised the red flag for
Yes.
the social worker at the hospital. So she came and interviewed me. Then on one evening, a woman comes in, and it turned out that she was from what was at the time known as DIFUS. They're now known as DCP&P. And it turned out that the doctors did call state social services. And when she pulled me aside, the first thing she said to me was that she was taking my children. So I immediately clammed up. I now had my father threatening me, but then this woman wanted to take my children away, and then she did tell my father that she needed to come to the house. She got information about how many other children were at the house. She went to the house, and the next time she came back and spoke to me, she said that she was taking my other children into custody and she was bringing them in the hospital to check them out. And my father was compliant. He did not argue about it, he did not question it, but he maintained his threats to me that I was to not tell them anything. So when I say that all of this difficult, what seemed like its own tragedy with what my son went through ended up to be a complete blessing in disguise, because then my children were taking out of the environment, that the toxic environment that my father had created. Then I just needed to use the bathroom and water splattered in.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's see what number
There was
3.
another, I don't know if this is the same young lady, but there was another incident with another Black man that I don't know if he was doing poly, but he definitely was having kids with his children. And it was a red bath at the end of the day.
Well, we don't know yet. Okay, that's
So I don't
3.
know, but if it's not that, I'll try to look for it and then I'll email it to you.
All right, that's 3. I'm looking for 4.
Because it's super similar.
So we're just gonna go here. Ain't gonna be no order.
For my 16th birthday, my father proposed to me. Yes, you heard that right. My biological father got on one knee with a ring and asked me to marry him. Surrounded by my mother and my 6 siblings, we stood in the library of the construction site we called home, and I didn't answer. Pregnant with my first child by my father, I cried. Ironically, he thought they were tears of joy. He'd spent the last 8 years brainwashing me through various types of abuse and assumed I'd conformed. But little did he know, escaping him was a hope I refused to let go of. I lost the ring. 8 years later, I found freedom, and he's sitting in jail. For my 16th birthday, my father proposed to me.
Ain't that some
Yes,
shit?
you heard that.
Yeah.
Ain't that something? Okay, which one is this? All right, like I said, there's no particular order, right? So I'm just gonna go off.
And by the time I was 12, he deemed me his sex slave. Now, what he had told my mother was that it was helping my skin. My father did not believe in Western medicine. So when my mother found out that he was molesting me, he told her that because of my skin, it was helping my skin. And what he told me was that all fathers did this with their daughters and that he had to teach me to be a woman. So that's how the abuse started.
Any woman who believed that, see, he must have beat the heck out of them so bad.
Yep. But for one, when you are young like that, you don't really put up a fight because you're a child. When your parent tells you something, you comply with that parent. You're not thinking like, oh my God, this is wrong. Something in you as a little child may feel uneasy, but you can't really verbalize that. And even if you do, they're going to say, shh, daddy loves you. Then they'll start love bombing you so you can ease into it, or they can get you ready, or whatever the case is. But you know, it's so saddening that so many have this story, you know, and stories.
Mhm. Mhm.
She had minimal contact with her father until 2005, when she and her sisters finally decided to pursue criminal charges against him. A warrant was put out for his arrest, and it took them a year to find him. In 2006, he was arrested while trying to leave the country. In 2013, her father, Aswan Ayindi, was sentenced to 50 years in prison for the repeated sexual assaults he had subjected Aziza to. The term will begin only after he has finished serving a 40-year sentence for raping another daughter, which also produced a child, bringing his total sentence to 90 years. With her father behind bars, Kibibi went about rebuilding her life. While caring for her children, she put herself through college on mostly scholarships and graduated with 2 bachelor's degrees. She has made herself a voice for those who don't feel they are strong enough to speak out for themselves by founding Precious Little Ladies, a non-profit organization established to combat child abuse and domestic assault. Additionally, she is the owner and operator of a delectable edible company called Sincerely Z and holds a position as a senior producer at a media agency. She was also married and had a son. Moreover, she continues to write poetry and has written a memoir about her experiences. Sharing her story, she believes, will not only provide her with a greater sense of peace, but also help others who may have been through similar ordeals. Her past is something she can't ever forget, but it's evident that she won't let it hold her back either. She had minimal contact.
Of course, you can't forget that. Shoot. She got to get them kids every day.
Exactly. Her children are literal walking, living reminders of her abuse and her trauma. Thank God she loves her kids.
My experience suffering abuse from my father was a lot. And I want to focus this video on female abusers. 90% of abusers are male. Now, there are female abusers. There are women who also have certain desires or are attracted to children. Now, in my experience with a woman abuser, it was my dad's girlfriend. Her name is Akua Montano. And I make it a point to name these pedophiles and these abusers to bring light.
See, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Expose them.
I told you this channel is about awareness and exposure. That's what's up.
To the things that they did. She is registered on the National Sex Offenders List, so you can look her up. But she started molesting me with my father when I was 10. So I was very young. She was a willing participant. She was excited about it. And it just speaks to how a woman can do something as disgraceful as taking advantage of and exploiting a child sexually, just like a man can. As the representative and the founder of Precious Little Ladies Incorporated, it's important for us to look at abusers in general. I chose to talk about this topic because women abusers are not spoken about enough. When we picture child molestation, we immediately think men, and justly so. Most child molesters are men. Those definitely who are convicted are men. And even the women that we see that are convicted and are shown in the media, usually it is at the behest of a man. Like a man was telling them what to do. And oftentimes they cry, you know, he made me do it. So while technically that was the case with Akua, she was willing. She did not have to be forced. She did not question anything. My father didn't make her. He didn't hit her. He didn't do anything to her. You know, she was not coerced, shall I say. She willingly wanted to abuse me in that way. So when we think about and we talk about abusers, we do have to take into consideration that they are male and female. There might be underlying reasons. Maybe we'll explore that in the future. through the research that Precious Little Ladies does. But for now, the impact on a person's life is way more important.
This is why I say these women need to separate, because a lot of them are sick.
Yep.
They are sick because of whatever happened to them. They are, you can't have your right state of mind, right? I mean, I'm thankful this woman got her bachelor's degree, but a lot of women, right? They just had this woman, she was on she went viral 1 minute, got a boyfriend, let the boyfriend beat the heck. Like, that's not normal. Like, I'm not, at this point, I'm not taking away what the man done, but it's the women. Like, you keep putting your kids in these predicaments.
Right.
I mean, you cannot stop an abuser from being an abuser, and he should not be an abuser. But all of that goes
It
out
should
the
always
window
be.
when you are the mother. All of that goes out of the window when you are a mother. It is not about your abuse anymore.
Right.
It is about the welfare of your children.
Children should
And
be
a lot of,
I said children should be off limits.
right? Right. So it should be about the welfare of your children. You did not get yourself healed. So now you became prey to more sick men who meet sick women.
Right.
But the problem is that it don't matter about you anymore. It's about them children. So either them kids are getting essayed also, or they getting beat. And they're being that they are so young. A lot of these babies, I'm so sick of tired of hearing about the boyfriend beat up the baby.
Yeah.
Beat the baby so they beat them lifeless.
Yeah.
Right? I'm so sick. And like the mother's like, when you turn a blind eye, that's why I keep saying you have to separate and you have to reset. And I'm gonna keep saying it. This is why you have to separate and reset, because some people are some sick people.
One mother did allow her boyfriend to do that to her son. Her son ascended. Her kids, she had other kids. Her kids were in the apartment. Her boyfriend had an apartment. She moved with her boyfriend to a whole nother apartment, left her kids in her alive kids in the apartment with her unalive son, and her kids were going to the neighbors begging for food. And that's how they end up getting found out.
Mm-hmm. A lot of these women are trauma. They've been through enough. That's why I appreciate that other girl. You could say what you want to say about Amora, but you know what? She couldn't take it no more. And she didn't
Right.
want something to happen to her kids. I don't care about all of that. You can't say, well, they are here. Let's stop speaking like, oh, well, they should. There is no more what you should have done and what you could. The kids are here already.
Exactly. Can't cry with spilled.
They are here already. There is no, well, you should have stopped. Well, guess what? She didn't. But we should be glad them kids, she knew she was spiraling out of control and she is sick. And she's spiraling that she had to give her kids up. And I think that's what a lot of women should do. You can't take your kids, give them up. If you're still sick, but then I do get it. You don't know who to give them to, right? Because your family is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's fucking toxic.
And even if you to foster people, you still don't know what they into.
Yeah, exactly. Like these kids just ain't winning here, right? So If you separate and go get the help that you need, abuser is still going to stay an abuser. Yes, yes, yes. I'm saying it's not even her situation. He's been grooming her damn near since it's like the mother bore these kids for him to abuse.
Right. Yep.
Ain't no way you want to tell me for some damn the skin. What, man, please. My deceased dad was a monster. My stepmom did not give a damn because she didn't work. And as long as he provided for the family and kept her supplied with, See, the problem is, hey, Miss Rod, the problem is this is where, for some reason, maybe it's just me, they would like to continue this behavior, right? The men, right? That's why they don't want you to get your education. They don't want you to go to school. They don't want you to be there. But they're calling it on the level of a traditional woman. But this is what happens to the traditional women and their kids, the things they don't want to talk about. But we're going to talk about it here. So being that we really don't have to put up with it, we can get our jobs, make our own businesses or whatever they want. They mad now because even though people still have access to the women daughters and stuff, they still have access to them, but it's not as much as it used to be because it is no more like she said, he took care of the bills. I would be on the park bench. I'd be like, oh, we'll hitchhike to a nice city that don't get cold, be on the benches. I don't know. Right?
Yes.
But all these videos are not in no order.
Oh, Lord. This is a picture of me and my 3 children. One of the few pictures that I have that the 4 of us are together without my father in the picture. I held on to this picture when they was in foster care. I wasn't free from my father. He was beating me on a daily basis. He raped me. I got pregnant with my youngest daughter for him. Over the course of time being under my father's rule, I've had 5 pregnancies for him. I had 1 miscarriage and 4 children for him. But social services created a plan for me to do in order to get my children back. Got them back 10 days before they went up for adoption. And it was during this process I learned terms like domestic violence and sexual abuse. And I started to learn that this is what was happening to me all this time. And I'm feeling just more empowered and more educated. And eventually I then had an incident where I stood up to my father. There was one night that my father tried to bring one of my sisters to sleep with him. And I just lost it. You let go of her. I said let go. I just got so angry that I started cursing my father out. You coward! How could you see the child? I just remember yelling, what the hell is going on? How could you continue to do this? And I was just screaming on the top of my voice, not even thinking about what the consequences would be. Hey, I hate you! You're a pathetic version of a man! How could you? But instead of my father jumping on me or starting to punch me, he sat down. He sat down in total silence. He was in shock. Then something just kind of clicked. I found confidence. It just gave me the strength to finally just tell him, no, Not anymore. You will never touch me or her or any of us again.
Yeah, right.
And he looked at me and he's like, what are you talking about? He didn't take me seriously. I says, you will never touch me or my sisters ever again. This ends now. You're pathetic. He, again, did not know how to respond. And I took my sister by the arm and I brought her upstairs and I took her into the room and then I slept in the room with her. And then by the next morning, he was gone. Oh, Lord.
Now, the problem with this is she's sick of the abuse, right? But one sister already had a baby. Her and her sister was knocked up at the same time from their father's kid. So two things are going on here, right?
Simultaneously.
Right? Two things are going on here. Number one, she's sick, she's tired, is demented. The second thing is, why didn't you call me? Right? I don't want it, but she feels a certain way too. That she doesn't understand that she feels. Right? Like, what you mean my sister's supposed to come into my room? I don't want you in there though. Right? But it still gave her the courage to stand up. Because after when you feel rejected, once you feel rejected, that gave her the courage to say, you know what, even I'm rejected. So at this point, remember, to start it when she was 9 years old, she's all screwed up in the head. Right? She's all screwed up. Her kids got taken. He's still abusing her. But the thing is, once you get used to them coming into your room, even though you're dirty, you feel nasty or whatever, it still creates a competition, right? Even though I have to protect my younger sibling, right? But he already got a baby by your other sibling, right? Y'all knocked up at the same time. He already said she's the older one. He already said you're my favorite girl or whatever. So at this point, she doesn't know what to think. But the competition part gave her the courage. The courage to make her now stand up. All right. All of the strength of you ladies that have been abused make me proud. I am praying for you all. Yeah. So thank goodness that sometimes that little competition gives you a little courage, give it a little right. And I'm glad she stayed in the sister room and protect her. So that sense of him doing up there got her mind right. And got her mind right. Because at this point, Ninja, here, hold up. You every goddamn where. And he's poly. So he rather just, this is some sick shit. Right. But exactly, Angela. Mm-hmm. Like I said, all of these are in no particular order. And we are going to hear from her kids. Don't worry about it. I got you. All right, I'm not going to play that. I don't play the copyright strike. But her father is the man who directed this video, right? So I go to show you, boy, the entertainment world is some crazy shit going on in that entertainment world, right?
Yeah.
Some crazy ish that's going on. And not only did he impregnate one sister, he impregnated two. That's why I said what he did was he created competition amongst the sisters, even though it's wrong. When you're 8, 9, and 10, and they're telling you, oh, baby, you so good, just like any man would do. So they make, and then remember, he said all fathers do this to their daughters to get them ready, right? So if you've been telling that, and how would she know if he's lying, right? How would she know that she ain't outside, she haven't spoken to other kids? I'm telling you something. I know these men are sick too, but I'm just saying. But you you have to understand what's going on here, right? She doesn't know what the man is saying is a lie. So he got her thinking she the best, got her thinking she the best, and got her thinking she the best. Right? Anytime both of y'all sitting around knocked up from debt, your own pops, right? And it was, well, let's just hear.
My sisters have not told their story publicly, and I respect their privacy, so I don't really talk about them much. I don't really talk about them outside of my direct interaction, what I witnessed and what has already been made public through going through the court process and reporting my father. My sisters have not told their story publicly, and I respect their privacy, so I don't really talk about them much. I don't really talk about.
Now, as you see, my father impregnated 2 of my sisters and abused 5 of us in total. And that's some of the same crazy ass shit Nature Boy was thinking about, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rashida 76. I saw your story on ID. If you don't mind me asking, do you still have a relationship with your biological mom? So, in short, no, not really. It's more like pleasantries. Hello, goodbye. If I see her around, run into her in the supermarket. I still contact her when I need to, because that kind of life, there's still a lot of things kind of intertwined. But as far as what our relationship was before, when we first escaped our father, because I was intentionally trying to build a normal relationship with her, that does not exist anymore. So that is the long and the short of it. Thank you for your question.
No, that lady could never speak to me ever again in life. I'm sorry. I would still respect her from afar, but she could never speak to me again in life. You let that man take 5 of your kids.
Mm-hmm. And do what you wanted him to do, or what he wanted to do with them.
As verification and kept on harming the young lady to get her pregnant. The children to come wouldn't be as fortunate. After a failed pregnancy, a daughter was born with phenylketonuria, a rare genetic disorder that prevents the body from effectively breaking down amino acids and can cause brain damage, and a son came 3 years later, who was generally healthy. Throughout the long term, her father became fixated on getting away. She would rest since her fantasies were superior to reality. In 2002, with her father away on a work excursion, her child unexpectedly went into labor. She was immediately rushed to an emergency clinic. The case provoked the curiosity of a social worker, who cautioned the state branch of Youth and Family Administrations. At the point when Oyindi got back from his work excursion, he was angry and took steps to eliminate his child from the clinic effectively. Younger administrations stepped in before he could do that and put them in isolated homes. After friendly administrations took Aziza's youngsters, Aziza, her mom, and her sisters started remaining separated from her father. However, he proceeded to routinely compromise her as she completed state-mandated courses and counseling in hopes of regaining custody. He even violated her during this period, which brought about another pregnancy. This time, her girl was brought into the world with both phenylketonuria and spinal strong decay, which left the young lady totally handicapped, unfit to walk or really focus on herself. After a year, she recaptured care of her 3 youngsters, and Aziza says she had turned into a more grounded individual. She had minimal contact with her dad until 2005, when she and her sisters had at long last chosen to seek justice for the charges against him. A warrant was put out for his capture, and it took them a year to track him down. In 2006, he was captured while attempting to leave the country. In 2013, her dad was sentenced to 50 years in jail for the repeated physical violations he had exposed Aziza to. With her dad in a correctional facility, Kibibi approached revamping her life. While really focusing on her youngsters, she set herself up for school on general grants and graduated with 2 4-year certifications. Moreover, she is the independent proprietor of a flavor-fleetable organization called Genuine.
Not a problem we have here is I'm sorry. He should never made it to jail.
Nope.
If you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
He should never 50 years. No, he should never have made it to jail. If he did make it to jail, he was supposed to have went there all the way effed up. You didn't want to take him out. I'm gonna leave you close.
Right.
Huh?
I was just gonna say that. You took the words right. Like he gonna be jacked up when he get in there. He definitely gonna be incapacitated when he get there.
Yeah.
He gonna be barely hanging on.
Right. He gonna go there effed up.
Right. He gonna wish he would have ascended by the time he got to that place.
Bad enough, 3 sets of his kids is knocked up. So they cousins. Yo, can you? I don't even want to imagine, but can you imagine? What's up, sis? Sis. Yo, my brother. Yo, that's my cousin. Well, who's that to you? That's my cousin. My sister. Try because when people ask them, like if they have a family meeting, they have a family party, you invite some friends over. Like, how the fuck? Pardon my friends. How do you explain that? Who is that half sibling? Cousin. Half sibling. That I would run out that house. I'm like, damn, I would have run so fast out that house, make your head swing. I am gone. I know I don't want to be part of your family. I don't want no dinner. I don't want to use the bathroom. I'll be like Yetta and pee right on the door, right in front of the porch. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's my cousins. Where your father? Grandpa? Oh, hell no.
Right.
Those kids are effed up forever. And I'm glad that, she's telling her again. I'm always glad when people tell their stories. It's a lot of men who believe in that.
Yeah.
This is technically that's nothing new neither. But baby, he was not supposed to make it to the hospital.
Nope. He was supposed to be in that little back bedroom.
He supposed to have been rolling up into that thing, not walking. He supposed to have been rolling.
No, before he went, he should have been in that little bedroom with some devices. I'll just say.
I'm saying it, and he should have been in a wheelchair rolling. He should never have been able to walk. That's what I mean. He's been rolling in there, not walking, but rolling in there.
Yes, some of my children do have medical issues. My daughter who passed away, she had spinal muscular atrophy and phenylketonuria, and my second daughter had phenylketonuria. I did do a full video speaking about this and how the incest has contributed to these diseases, which, you don't have to be inbred in order to get these diseases. Yes, some of my
Her
children do.
blood is too thick, girlfriend.
That's what inbreeding is. Does she not understand that?
Yeah.
I know she has to understand it. I know she's trying to explain certain things, but that is why the child ended up like that. The father, you're his child. So then he didn't
Exactly.
create it. He's jacking up his bloodline, and not only his bloodline, your bloodline.
Yes, it's blood too thick. But let's
Mm-hmm.
go.
Okay, replying to Roddy's comment, her question, how do your sisters treat you since telling your story in the spotlight? And part 2, and does your mom feel any remorse for what she allowed to happen to you? So to answer your first question, my sisters initially were very supportive. I remember when I spoke against my father at his sentencing, there were reporters there, and my sisters were very encouraging. It was like, yeah, you go talk, you be the face, you seem more comfortable with talking about this in the public, so we support you in doing that. But then after I was on the Katie Couric show, all of that changed. And I don't know if because they weren't comfortable with getting as much notoriety as I received, but you know, my sister was helping me with my book. She decided not to help me anymore, things like that. As far as my mom, you'd had to ask her what she feels, but she's expressed she is remorseful, but her actions say different. Okay.
Now the problem with that is what I just said. Like, people have to now look at these kids.
Right.
These will be her kids now. And I'm glad that she's able to separate that her father is their father. I'm glad she see it as my kids, but
that's what
Let me
I was
holler
saying.
at you real quick. I'm cute. Let me holler at you real quick. I'm cute. I just want y'all to know, cute. It's subtle. Denim jacket, denim jeans. You feel me? The button down, with the Prada. Chill. The silk here. Okay. Welcome. Let me holler at you real quick.
I'm glad that they're able to be, even the kids are able to be normal. Oh God.
Yeah.
Kasih tahu juga.
Oops, wrong video.
Now, Sugar, you was finna have me ask you, is this sister and brother?
I did on chase. I want to get to the kids, but before we hear to the little part, I ain't gonna be up with y'all all night. No, ma'am. Let me get a little music break. Sorry, guys. I'm pressing everything but the right thing. There are no amount of sorry that can fix that. That's why I said that man was not. For what he did to all of them, he was not supposed to make it to jail. I just think that jail is just like even though things could happen to them in jail, well, what if something don't happen to them in jail? That's what my thing is, right? We're not guaranteed somebody's gonna get up there. We ain't guaranteed that somebody's gonna bape you. We ain't guaranteed none of that. So to me, that's the easiest thing that you could do to somebody.
That's the easy way.
What they do. Right. Well, I just gotta do jail. Oh well. It's like we be thinking, oh, when they get in jail, they're gonna do this. No, we don't know nothing. What if he keep himself in solitary confinement or something?
Right.
We don't know. And then all you're gonna do, well, and then it ain't like it really matters because he knew it was gonna be only a matter of time, but don't matter. He got what he wanted from y'all, and all y'all raising his his kids / grandkids. So he left them totally stuck. You know, I ain't got no, and and they single moms at the same. Notice this just boy, and they single
Same.
moms at the same time, right? So today ain't Sunday, but I'm gonna take my
Your
little
baby
Sunday
daddy
song.
/ father is in
Mhm.
prison doing time for assaulting you and giving you babies. Not
All
only
right,
you and your siblings.
all right, music break.
Sitting in the darkness, feeling all alone. I can't find the strength to
That's for this
carry
girl right here.
on, but I won't give in to this doubt and despair. I know deep inside that there's someone who cares. Sometimes the weight of the world feels too much to bear, but I know that with faith I can go anywhere. I won't let these troubles bring me down. I'll rise above and turn my life around. No weapon formed against me will prosper. Overcome every obstacle, every hurdle with God by my side. I cannot be defeated. I'll wipe away my tears and face my fears undefeated. Sitting in the darkness, feeling all alone. I can't find the strength to carry on, but I won't give in to this doubt and despair. I know deep inside that there's someone who cares. Sometimes the weight of the world feels too much to bear, but I know that with faith I can go anywhere. I won't let these troubles bring me down. I'll rise above and turn my life around. No weapon formed against me will prosper. Overcome every obstacle, every hurdle with God by my side. I cannot be defeated. I'll wipe away my tears and face my fears undefeated.
Sugar, you on mute.
How you came to be?
I was about 14, and mommy like kind of just pulled me aside, and she was saying, because when I was little, I always asked her, who was my father, and what happened to him? Why aren't we with him now? And she kind of gave me vague answers. And then at 14, she pulled me aside and told me that her
What's up,
father
my brother?
was my father, and everything that happened.
What does a 14-year-old do when you hear something as devastating as that?
I was shocked. I did know something was off. I was sad. I was happy that we were out of it, out of the problems, and it was hard.
Moncho, how about you?
Um,
How old were you when your mom told you?
Probably about like between 14, 13 years old. I was, a little confused too. I was seeing pictures of him. I was seeing him, as my grandfather. But then it was like I was a little confused. I was like, so he's my father? And
Same with you, all over?
I want to say I was speechless. I have like, where there's bad, there has to come good. So the fact that we was put, into my mother's lives, I think that was a good thing.
Did any of you get angry? How angry did?
I was.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to not get angry.
Exactly.
You kind of have that feeling of, it's not like you're that kind of person, but when you know that somebody close to you has hurt somebody else that's really close to you, you get, some murderous thoughts.
Revenge,
You hope.
Watch entire interview on my YouTube channel. I am Aziza Kibibi. Link in bio.
He's behind bars. How you came to be?
I was about 14, and mom.
My name is Aziza Kibibi, and I survived over 17 years of abuse at the hands of my father that resulted in 4 children by him. I had a huge family. My parents and what ended up being a lot more siblings lived in the same house that my grandmother immigrated from England and purchased here in America. They are also my siblings. They are also my siblings. And we can go on. They're my siblings, and then they're each other's cousins and each other's nieces and nephews and it's a lot. I consulted my children before I decided to go public with my story. By that time, yes, I had told my daughter when she was 13. She was the only one that remembered my father because she was 5, but she did not know that her and I were sisters. She knew he was daddy, but she didn't know that daddy was also mommy's daddy. She was not aware of that at all.
It's so much that you're telling me that I miss the simplicity of what your kids are to you.
Yeah. Yes, they are also my siblings. They are also my siblings. And we can go on. They're my siblings, and then they're each other's cousins and each other's nieces and nephews and it's a lot. She would ask me, like, I would go to visitations to her. She would ask me. Then when I got her back when she was 9, and she was like, Mommy, Grandma told me that daddy is grandpa, not grandma. So then who's not daddy? So then who's my father? And I'm like, I'll tell you when I feel like you're a little older to handle it. But just know that I'm going to tell you. But she is a young prepubescent girl. Mm-hmm. She was determined. Anyway, I finally told her when she was 13. She said, I knew it. They are also my siblings. They are also my siblings.
Okay.
The bad shit. You got just
Rashida 76. I saw your story on ID. If you don't mind me asking, do you still have a relationship with your biological mom? So I currently do not have much of a relationship with my mom. At first, I think during the process of escaping my father, we just wanted, well, I know I wanted a sense of normalcy. And being that for much of my life, I saw her be victimized as well. I think I grew out of that stage of seeing her as an enemy. And we were just really happy to have escaped the control of my father. So I really wanted to develop a mother-daughter relationship without him being in the picture. But now that has changed. Life. Hey, it's British Fish. You did a good job. Good job for checking your statute of limitations. It's different in every state, county, country. It's different. When my sisters and I reported our case, in our adulthood, our adult years, the abuse had been going on for years. For me, almost 20 years. So in New Jersey, the statute of limitations was only 5 years after a person remembers being abused, but now it was lifted completely during the process of my case. So the best thing you could do is to go to the police, essentially. That's what we did. Ask for the special victims unit, ask for a detective, and if that doesn't work, then go to your county's prosecutor.
My daughter reacts to seeing herself on TV for the first time.
Love me, I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
To me, to be a good parent to them.
Watch the entire video on my YouTube channel. I'm Aziza Kabibi.
Oh God, I was and that does not
People, this is like the worst.
I hate when I'm on mute. How can they allow such abuse to happen? Oh, I don't even know, DJ. But you know, DJ, you could go. Her name is Akiba Kibi. You need to cover that. You need to cover that. Don't forget, my man, my brother, DJ Torch has a very good channel. He's a stand-up guy, you know, and he's a man, so he checks men, right? Right? But this is why I keep trying to tell you, when you see a lot of these women you want to call 304s and all these other things, see, the reason why it doesn't stop, because if it stops, see, a lot of men have a code, right? They have a code. So
right.
In order for they are thankful for the men that messed them up when they were younger. Because now you made them pray for, like you made them pray so when they get older, right? So they, again, they're used to getting the abuse and then gaslighted. This is by the time you 8 or 9 years old. They're used to this, and they're also used to, like, if you give me this, here's a piece of candy, right? So when now that they're older, they have no, they don't, they figure that's all they used to. If I want something, this is what I have to do. Or when the abuse come, if I want something, this is what I have, this is what they've been taught. That's why I don't go too far into the women that they call 304s, because the people who damaged them got them ready for these older guys. So the cycle never stops. The cycle never stops. And then we all, oh, she's this, she that. That's all she know.
Exactly.
Now, imagine somebody teaching you these things, and some girls at the age of 5. And remember, she went through 20 years of this, of conditioning. So there has never been no real love. I keep telling you, people, you got to stop just saying to your kids, I love you. You have to let them know what the meaning of love is.
Right.
What love does and what love do not do. So soon as they hear the word, I love you, and it doesn't match, then they will, but you have to reinforce this to your children as them being young. Stop just saying, oh, I love you, son, I love you, daughter. Because people they just throw that word all the way out all the time. They just throwing it out. I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, you know I love you, bro. You know I love you, sis. No. You have to know this, baby, this what love don't do. If you got to go into scripture, if you believe, if you're a Bible thumper, go into scripture. Keep always reminding what love is. Because if you just keep saying the word, I love you, and it's an action word, and there's no action that go with it. And once they get an action that goes with this word they call love, and it's all in the predatorial section, that's just what they're going to connect love with, right? So you got to get to your kids first, because if it's a thing, a man sneaking in the house, that's what they connect love with. If it's a man beating on them, that's what they connect love with, because that's how it was introduced to them. Because they, oh, I love you. How many men have to tear your ass up? I love you. Or people, so again, some of these mothers are sick, but that's because they were sick, because they was groomed to be sick. But these men know better. They know exactly what they're doing, because they know some older creep got them ready for you. So if you is a neighbor or aunt or uncle, then you start explaining to them when the kids are around you, baby, this is love. Love don't do this. Love don't do that. Right? And again, you wonder why so many girls can go from man to man, because they never had it where it was any real feeling there anyway. They just felt like
action
do, and it's just a job. And then at the end of the day, how they feel, he got his, I got mine, because love was never in the middle. Nobody never said, oh, you know, the fairy tale. They never even got told the fairy tale, right? Well, go ahead, Cece.
I was saying also show them love through action. So when
Mhm.
you're backing up the words and the action, then they know when someone is trying to do anything opposite of what you taught them or told them, they will know and see the red flag and get out of it.
Right, right. But we have to start teaching them from young what is love and stop just saying the word, especially to your kids. Because in that case, as soon as anybody say it with no action, that's the same thing you did. And then you get mad and say all the things you done for your kids was that's another bad mistake. We all parents, we all have done it. I'm the one taking the bills. Do equivalent in things with love.
Right.
Right. Now you could say, hey, I had it hard. I had to take care of you. See, you're still explaining them your struggles. Right? But don't put it out, well, if I love you, well, how would this? No, 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 no. Because that's what that man gonna tell him in the street. They ain't that what them pimps say? I
Problems.
take care of you, I take care of you, right? Who
Mhm.
take care of you? Who keep
Mhm.
the lights on? Who keep the roof over your head? They take the same thing we say to the
Yep.
kids and they use it. And again, this is what they're used to.
Yep.
This is what they're used to. Jack, if you feel like it, just he had a good live today. My man, I'm so glad we wasn't live at the same time. If I don't make it, I always make sure I share his live and I catch the replay. But Jackie, feel like it, please drop I want my brother channel to grow. I want his channel to grow. We're gonna have to come up in there and represent. But if she want to drop his link, whoever does not have my brother, DJ Torch, I don't even know how I came across DJ. It's been about almost a year now. I don't know how I came by him, but I was just stuck. I was just stuck right there. But I think at that time I wasn't. I had to get back on track because I was messing with my I had to get my hours and stuff back up. But I still highly support this brother right here. And yes, he does panels. I just been too tired. I had it been today. I'm tired as heck. I don't even think my feet belong to me. I'm really out of it. But we want to make it to where as we make each other bigger as channels, right?
Right.
So once you drop the link, go on over there. Go on. Because
I
he
make sure.
and he funny. And he funny too, right?
Yes, I make sure.
I think tomorrow, because I already asked him, can I use like some of his videos? He said, yeah, I'm gonna start showing y'all some of his videos on here and do a commentary or his videos. I'm not gonna play the whole video in it. I'm gonna send y'all over there. Right. We support each other. But again, I don't know how that man made it to the jail. I don't know. But again, this Popo, that would be the perfect time to do what you got to do, right?
Exactly.
Right. That would be like the Popo sit up there, they want to be the people. No, this would be the perfect time.
And we wouldn't even.
We would turn our heads and we won't see nothing, right? Because she ain't got no family members who could do it. While you arrested him, you could have took him around the block a couple of times. We wouldn't have said nothing. You beat up all the innocent ones. That one should throw his ass up. The whole damn family confused.
Lit him up like a Christmas tree.
Well, oh my goodness. The whole family is confused. But she says she has a channel here. Let me just see if I see her channel. But I would love for a DJ to cover that. But I did it off the TikTok. I'm gonna see if she also has it on. Damn it. Y'all got this. I'm at this. Okay, let me see. AIZCA. Oh, they got the full documentary. Yeah, we seen that. We seen that. Oh, she went to go visit that man in the prison, girl. What's wrong with you?
What?
See, look, she just said, I don't know, father raped and impregnated 6 daughters. This son of a bitch. But I do want to get into this, right? Because I don't know if she's going to touch on to what I said, but let's just see something. And go definitely check out Aziz. I want to hear something right here. We're going to go more into this story, though, guys. I ain't being up with y'all all night. And I love DJ. I love when he put them titles dirty by the dust. Dirty. Oh, what the hell did I do? When he put dirty by the dozens, right? As we calling him Dusty Boy. DJ be getting on and I sat there and pressed the wrong thing. I'm telling you guys.
Yes, we need a man to get on these dusties.
Oh no, he gets on them dusties. DJ be on it. Make sure you subscribe.
I'm already.
Make sure that I think you know. Oh, my little love train. I think you know just about us. I know the sugar is already Thursday on the East Coast. Yeah, I know. I know. What you want me to do, Jack? Sometime you not come on late. You got time. But I'm gonna let this play a little bit. Let me see. I think I don't know if she's gonna say what I was saying, but let's see what she got to say. This credit goes out to I am a Z. No.
Sorry, no, I don't like that. AZIZAKIBI. Scars don't hurt anymore. Let's just say that. So in this video, I'm going to talk about something that I think many of people probably have been through, but they don't really want to admit it because, you know, of course it's going to, it kind of, I think the way our culture looks at certain things as it applies to certain people in different situations, is to basically look at people as if they are totally responsible for the things that happen to them. As if we live on an island by ourselves, as if there is no one else in the world but us as individuals, when in fact we are on this planet with at least 7 billion other people. But for some reason, human nature is to look at things that happen to individuals and somehow put some of the blame of what happened on them. So just exploring those ideas and the fact that because our society puts the blame on the person that is the victim in a situation, we take that on as individuals. We feel guilty, we feel ashamed. So we're going to talk about being cheated on. So my story. Okay, but before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because you know that helps me to grow and to get these conversations to more and more people, because I'm really hoping that it could help someone and at the very least make those who watch my videos feel less alone. Now, if you could also do me another favor, go down in the comments if it's not too painful for you and share if you have been cheated on and how did that make you feel. There are many things that having someone that you love and that you committed your heart and your emotions and your time and energy into betraying you, you know, that really, again, going back to my point as far as being the victim of something and taking on the responsibility of what happened to you, it makes you feel less most valued? Go down in the comments, share how you feel. Let's get this conversation going. Maybe we can find some solutions, help each other get through the hard times. But here's the thing.
Get hydrated, healthier skin with Pureology Future-Proof RX with clinically proven ingredients like tretinoin, personalized to smooth skin texture and fine lines. Take the quiz to find your future-proof RX formula.
Everyone that has been in a relationship technically don't know, unless they discovered it themselves or their partner confessed to them, whether they have been cheated on or not. Because there are plenty of people, I'm sure, that live their very happy relationships, well, until it was no longer happy, without knowing if their partner was unfaithful or not. And I was one of those people. When I married my ex-husband, I was in maritable bliss. I was in relationship bliss. I was in friendship bliss. He was my best friend. We played. We worked together. We had fun. We had this family that, of course, you know, it was a blended family because I had my children and he had his children by a lot of different mothers. And we had our...
Girl, see what I mean? They stay in the red flags. That's all they know.
Right.
And downs, just like many other families do when you're bringing people together to know each other. But for the most part, we had a good time. The lovemaking was great. We had income. He was working. I had my own business online. My family got along well with him. I was happy. I was just like, yes, I made it, especially coming from the background that I was coming from, which was the abuse that I had suffered by my father. So coming from that space, and now after dating a couple of people, getting to know myself, learning what I like, getting through some traumas that I had experienced, working through the PTSD associated with those traumas, I met a man. We started dating. I thought he was like the perfect guy. And one day he proposed. And I said yes. That's the long and the short of it. Then, 5 months after I had my first child by him, well, I guess I shouldn't say my first child by him because it was my only child by him. After giving birth to a beautiful son, and my son was 5 months old, I was getting back on my feet, getting back into the swing of things. I'm pretty good at multitasking. So as far as taking care of my other children, I did have one daughter that was disabled. I had basically learned a pretty good routine with taking care of my children and taking care of the new baby, and also taking care of my husband. One day, he was out with his friends, which he did like to do on the weekends, and that didn't bother me. I was like, yeah, go have your fun. You know, get out. You worked hard all week. Go out, get some drinks, party with your friends. That's cool. And it had become a pretty consistent routine for him. Now, my baby is 5 months old. I did notice that he was spending more and more time out, but not just out with his friends. He was out with family members, specifically my sister, who also had a boyfriend, and him and My sister's boyfriend got along very well. He was hanging out with my brother. He was staying over in New York with my brother. And, he just was really integrated into the family. So anytime he was coming home late or he didn't answer his phone or anything like that, I didn't stress too much about it because I knew he was with my family members most of the time. So now my son is 5 months old. I have an event to go to because I'm networking. I was running a catering business. I was also selling high-end fashions on eBay. And I had learned that in order to get your business out there, you had to network. You had to go to events. You had to talk to people and tell people about the things that you have to offer. So I had used my network on MySpace. It was MySpace at the time. That was the popular, you young people don't know too much about that. But that was the popular social media network back then.
Now here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Harlem Night. You did not watch the whole show, right? People should always backtrack to get what the story is talking about before you come out and say what you say, right? So I can't trust and believe, right? You need to backtrack and then maybe you come up with a different comment, okay? All right.
Right.
And it's crazy, not you in particular, but as soon as a man hear the story, the first thing they say, they ain't even hear the story, but that's how quick they is to throw it on a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how quick they is to throw it on. They ain't hear no part of the story, but trust and believe she's no victim. Okay. But I ain't being up with y'all all night, so let's go.
MySpace. I had met some people on MySpace. One of them was a popular artist, and he was having a grand gallery showing at a restaurant that was like a celebrity go-to place. So he invited me to the party. So I called one of my sisters and I says, hey, you want to go with me? My sister was an artist as well. And we decided to go out. This is my first outing after giving birth to Manhattan to have a great, fun, exciting night. So I get myself all cute. My sister gets all cute. Time for us to leave. We was late for the party, but my husband had decided he wanted to go out and get some drinks as he was staying in that night. He didn't come home in time for me to leave at the time that I wanted to leave. Now I'm a stickler for that. I mean, yeah, I'm late sometimes, but for this thing, I definitely wanted to be on time. And we were driving into the city. So you can imagine, this was a Thursday night, which is kind of the beginning of the weekend in Manhattan. So I knew we was going to run into some traffic. So I wanted to, get there in a decent time and just have a great time. Well, my husband had my truck and he was nowhere to be found. I started ringing down my sister's phone. Some answered, some didn't. He was not answering his phone. Calling around, trying to find out where he is. Now I'm an hour late. I finally get through to one of my little sisters, and she tells me that my husband is there at my mom's house, arguing with one of my other sisters. That's strange. Why would he be there when he's supposed to be here? And what could they possibly be arguing about? But I passed it off. I was just like, okay, it's whatever. I was really just more mad that he made me late, not necessarily focused on the reason why he was making me late, but definitely just angry about him making me late. So he finally shows up. He didn't answer his phone. I had just a quick blow up, not too much, but because I still needed to go. And I didn't even ask him what was taking him so long. Got to the city, party was great, it was fun, they had good food, got my groove on, dance, it was really nice. It was a really nice time. I get home at about 1 a.m. When I come into my bedroom, I see garbage bags all over my bedroom floor. Then my eyes zero in on some other stuff that was on the floor. They were hangers. So I'm like, why are there hangers and garbage bags in my room? So I go in and I see my husband sprawled out on the bed next to the baby. And as I'm walking past, I notice the closet is empty. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I wake him up. I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's with the garbage bags? And everything, the pieces are starting to put together. The garbage bags are his clothes. So it was his closet that was empty. Apparently, in a fit, he decided to pull all of his clothes out of the closet, dropping hangers in the process, and stuff everything into garbage bags. I wake him up. I'm like, what? Why are your clothes in garbage bags? He like first acts groggy, you know. I'm like, wake up. Why are your clothes in garbage bags? He wakes up, slightly drunk, and he says to me,
At Google,
man.
AI isn't a tomorrow thing.
Not
It's a
the
today
commercial.
thing. You can ask for answers.
Uh-huh.
I've been having an affair with your sister.
Oh, shut up.
I laughed out loud because I just knew it was a joke. I said, wait, what? Why are you joking like this? What kind of joke is that? And he just stayed serious. He said, no, I have been having an affair with your sister. Now, I guess this didn't fully register because my next question to him was, but why did you pack all your clothes into bags? And there was silence. And then he said, well, I figured after I told you, you would kick me out. So I just wanted to be prepared. It wasn't fully registering yet what had actually happened. Then all of these things started being put together in my mind. You're having an affair with my sister. You're having an affair with you was having an affair with my, wait, which sister? So he tells me which sister. And yo, my mind was so blown because then I realized all of the times that he had spent at my mother's house. Guess who was the only sister at my mother's house? Yes, that sister. All of the times that he had to run out and help because this person was stranded somewhere, or they needed help putting the crib together, or they needed some information on something, or it just all started coming together. Then I remembered one day, Valentine's Day, I offered my sister to babysit her children while she went job hunting. That was during the day. Homegirl. But I told her, I says, look, I can do it up until this time, but you have to get back because me and my husband have plans. Chick was 2 hours late. Plans had to be ixnayed. Then she gets there and she doesn't want to leave. Then I remember when I had my son, there was all of this drama with my husband coming to pick me up because he had my sister in the car. Yo. So I'm sitting here in a dark room, nothing but the moonlight shining through the window, with my husband sitting on my bed and my newborn baby, well, he wasn't that newborn, 5 months, laying next to him, sleeping away like an angel. And everything is coming together.
Here we go. I was going to stop it there anyway and go to the next one because I'm not going to play the whole video. Now, How much worse do you think she could have had it, Harlem? Please explain to me. After all she been through, because I told you to backtrack, after all she been through, how much worse would you expect for her to have? I would love to know that. Like you said, it could have been worse. How much worse do you want it to be? Pertaining to her story, how much worse do you want it to be? And we're going to get more into this story tomorrow, right? Let me just put her, maybe I can get a good one with
Harlem Nights
a
said
thumbnail.
that the woman isn't alive. Harlem Nights, she is alive. But at the same time, that does not negate the trauma that she has gone through. And like she could say, go hear her backstory and then come back and make your comments. I think you'll have a different point.
Okay, I'm trying to get a nice little I'm not gonna show no more. We're gonna watch some more tomorrow.
So
I just want a thumb saver, right? Well, I'm just saying. Sometimes people alive that sometimes they wish they wasn't, right? No, he wasn't going to do that. That could have been, but you got to remember, she told him her story. And I'm going to leave that right there. That's why you got to be careful what you tell. So if you keep it in the family, you know what I'm saying?
There's no one like me. Look in the mirror. I'm all I see. Can't be nobody else. Just gotta be me. I don't pretend.
Have a blessed night, everyone.
I can't pretend. What you get is what you see. I love all me. That's all I can be. Just me. No imitations, no faking, just my own creation. Originality in all my steps, no need for complication. I shine bright, no need for any embellishment. I love all of me, that's my only sentiment. I'm just me, can't be nobody else but me. The world can try to change me, but I'll always be free. I love all of me, my uniqueness is the key. No one else can be me, just me. Just me. I wanna thank you all tonight for joining me under these lights. Could have been anywhere at all, but here you are answering the call. You know this show's got sugar sweet, every tune a magic beat. Together we create the glow in the heart of the Sugar Love Show. Oh, thank you for the love. Oh, shining from above. Together we rise and grow in the Sugar Love Show. I wanna thank you all tonight for joining me under these lights. Could have been anywhere at all, but here you are answering the call. Could have been anywhere at all, but here you are answering the call. You know this show's got sugar sweet, every tune a magic beat. Together we create the glow in the heart of a sugar love show. Oh, thank you for the love. Oh, shining from above. Together we rise and grow in the sugar love show.